Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to make a super duper easy, very moist, very soft butter cake. So this is a tried and tested recipe and it comes with all tips and tricks you need to make this cake as a perfect one. So let's get started. First of all, we are going to sift our dry ingredients. So here goes the all-purpose flour. And into this I'm going to add the baking powder. So I'm just going to sift both of these together. Okay, so we'll sift it once more in another bowl. So here we go. Now this is the tip number 1. Sift the flour 2 to 3 times while making this cake. This is going to bring a lot of air in the batter. Okay. Now in another bowl I'm going to beat butter and the sugar. So I'm using salted butter today. You can use unsalted, and if you are using unsalted, do not forget to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt into your dry ingredients. So butter should be at room temperature. It's quite hot today, so the butter is quite soft here. So first of all, I'm going to beat the butter only till it is soft and a bit pale. So here we go. So first of all, I'm going to beat the butter only just for a minute or two, just to make it soft. So once the butter is soft, into this I'm going to add sugar. You can use castor sugar here, or otherwise you can also use powder sugar or homemade powder sugar. Just grind the normal crystallized sugar in a mixer and you will get the powdered sugar. Now listen to me carefully. This is tip number 2 to make this cake a perfect one, that is beating the sugar and the butter. First of all, I'm going to beat this butter and sugar mixture on low speed for about 2 minutes. Then stop your machine, scrape the sides and continue beating it for about 15 minutes. One of the keys to this butter cake is that you have to mix these two ingredients very well until the color of the butter changes from yellow to whitish. See, this is after 2 minutes of beating, and now I have increased the speed and I'm going to beat this for another 15 minutes. So let me just scrape the sides first. Now this is basically a butter cake, which is the hero ingredient of this recipe. So if we don't mix it long enough, it will be clumpy and our cake may sink from the middle and it will not be very spongy kind of. So we need to beat this butter and sugar mixture until it looks like this. See, this is after approximately 15 minutes. And the color has totally changed. So we have to mix it for quite long. See. So I'll just scrape the side once again. When you are baking a normal cake, a normal sponge cake, then you don't have to mix it for long because this is having a lot of butter in it. So that is the reason we are going to beat this for too long, and that is why this is called the butter cake. And basically the other cakes depend upon the leavening agents like baking powder or baking soda, and we are not using much quantity of baking powder in this. So And now is the time to add eggs. I'm adding one at a time. beating in between. Here goes the second one. So just beat until you don't see the yellow part. It's all mixed. So here goes the third one, fourth. Just keep mixing. And now the last one. So I've added 5 eggs in total, one at a time. Now into this I'm adding vanilla extract. Now if you don't want, you just love the butter flavor, this is optional, you can just leave it. Otherwise I love my butter cakes to be vanilla flavored, so that is why I'm adding. And now what we are going to do is we are going to add our sifted dry ingredients, but not together. We'll add it spoon by spoon. And now this is the third tip to make this perfect butter cake. You don't have to add all the dry ingredients all together. Just keep mixing from one hand, and from the other hand you can add with 1 spoon at a time, or you can take help of someone else in the family to do this while you are beating the batter. And now after adding half of the mixture, I'm just going to scrape the sides. So half of the dry material is there inside this batter and half is still left. Just scrape the sides. And now we are going to add milk into this. So I'm adding half of the milk. I've taken total I have taken 1/4 cup milk, and now I'm adding half of it. I've kept some for later use. So I've started beating again, and I've started adding the dry flour mixture spoon by spoon. And again, once the batter becomes dense, thick, I'll stop adding the flour. Please excuse my clumsiness. I think I've already shared many a times I'm a bit clumsy. So it's quite thick now. So now is the time to scrape the side once again, and also time to add our remaining milk. So once I scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl, I'll be adding the remaining milk into this batter. Here it goes. Now continue mixing and adding your flour. See, this batter is very whitish. It's like very light and fluffy, different from your normal sponge cake that you bake. So here goes all the flour. So I think it's done now, and I'm removing the attachment. Just shake them to get all the excess batter into our bowl. Once again, for the last time, I'm scraping the sides and the bottom of my bowl. See, this is very fluffy batter. Believe me guys, do try this cake once, and especially try this when you are inviting someone for teas, when you are having some kind of small get-togethers, or it's okay if you make it for yourself. Sometimes you should indulge. It's not like you're going to eat the whole cake at once. So here I've taken 7 by 7 inch square pan. You can either take a round pan, 8 inch or 7 inch or 8 inch round pan, or you can also take a loaf pan if you don't have a square. But if you have square pan, then that would be great. The slices are cut in a very good nice proportion, so that's why. So I'm using a butter paper to line the bottom of the pan like this. And now I'm going to pour the batter into my prepared cake tin. So you have to preheat your oven at 160 degrees Celsius. So just level it with an offset spatula. See, it's a very bouncy kind of batter, very fluffy. So now I'm going to bake this cake in a preheated oven at 160 degrees Celsius for about 55 to 65 minutes, but do keep a check after let's say 45 minutes. Start keeping a check. So give few taps and into the oven it goes. So here is the cake. It took exactly 60 minutes to get this color and this cake done. See how beautiful it looks, golden color, and and it has already left the sides. So I've kept it on the wire rack to cool it for about 10 to 15 minutes. And once it's cool, we'll come back and demold it. So our cake is now cool. See, it has already left the sides. So I'm just using an offset spatula to loosen if it's sticking somewhere. I'm going to get it out of the tin. Here it goes. Okay, let me remove the butter paper. Wow, see, I'm really loving the color that has come out of this cake. See, so once you make this cake, I assure you, you are not going to buy it from the bakery. You are going to make this every time by yourself. So let me just slice it and show you how it looks from inside. Now you must have seen this is the easiest cake to make. Only you need patience to beat the butter and the sugar. That's it. And it is like going to be very light, soft and fluffy cake that everyone is going to love in your family. Okay. I'm really loving it while slicing also, because this is so soft. So I'm just going to slice it all first and then I'll show you. There must be some suspense also, right? So I'm going to give you a surprise by showing the inside of the cake, and you are going to love it. I'm sure about it. I know it is a lot of butter in this cake, but you are not going to eat the whole cake. So one slice is always fine. See, who will say this cake is made at home? This is a real yummy butter cake that you buy from your favorite bakery in the town. And from now onwards, once you make this, you are not going to buy it from there. So I hope you like this recipe, and I also hope that you are definitely going to try this cake. So let me just eat. See. It is so yummy and it is melting in my mouth. So guys, do try this recipe and do not forget to share the pictures with me in case you try it. My Instagram handle is Deepali Ohri. Do follow me there because I share so many tips and my personal favorite things over there on Instagram. So keep watching, keep supporting, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel for many more such easy peasy and yummy dessert recipes. So until we meet again, take good care of yourself and happy baking.